Coming in, big breaking development. Mamata faction loses race for leader of opposition and the rebel MLA has been named as West Bengal LoP. Ritabrata Banerjee has been named as the new leader of opposition in West Bengal and Zaman has been named new chief whip. So the rebel camp has announced their new team, although the rebel camp does maintain that Mamata Banerjee is their leader and that she should remain their principal advisor. Ritabrata Banerjee, in fact, earlier also said that Abhishek Banerjee has no connection with the 18th West Bengal Legislative Assembly and that all the MLAs are representatives of people under the symbol of the Trinamool Congress. Remember, Mamata Banerjee faction wanted Sowandev Chattopadhyay to become the leader of opposition, but Ritabrata Banerjee, Sandeepan Saha and others who are in the rebel camp were not happy with that decision. In fact, the suspensions did happen for this very reason. An expelled Trinamool Congress MLA Ritabrata Banerjee and Sandeepan Saha submitted a letter claiming support of 60 MLAs and they did reaffirm that Mamata Banerjee is their party leader. So the letter was signed by 58 MLAs. They said 2 more are going to sign and soon they will have support of 60 MLAs. His name was proposed, Ritabrata's name was proposed for the post of leader of opposition, which has been accepted. So Ritabrata has been named as the leader of opposition in West Bengal Assembly. The rebel camp has got the LoP position. Till now, the senior leaders of the TMC were trying to downplay the entire episode, saying BJP is playing a game, that BJP is responsible. They're trying to break the party. But MLAs like Ritabrata Banerjee, Sandeepan Saha and others openly voiced their grievance, said Sowandev Chattopadhyay as a LoP is not acceptable to them. Remember, they also leveled allegations of their signatures being forged, after which CID investigation began. Mamata Banerjee had called for a meeting in which out of 80, very few, at least 60 of the MLAs did not attend that meeting. Then we saw Mamata Banerjee on a dharna and hardly 3 to 4 MLAs were spotted along with her during that dharna. That further, in fact, cemented the position of the rebel MLAs that they are openly revolting against the high command of the TMC. However, Ritabrata Banerjee, after being named as Bengal's LoP, now says Mamata Banerjee will continue to be our party leader, that Mamata Banerjee is our principal advisor. We believe that Mamata Banerjee's advice and suggestions are with us. By that he means the rebel camp, and that the new faction or this rebel camp will play a role of a better opposition party. He also did speak about Abhishek Banerjee and said that Abhishek Banerjee has no connection to the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. Let me go across to Ridita for more on this. Ridita, now after the tussle that was witnessed and TMC leaders trying to downplay, it's out in the open. Ritabrata Banerjee has been named as the leader of opposition in West Bengal Assembly.
Well, absolutely. You see, this is an upturn of event that has taken place today in the assembly. Till yesterday, there was an official notification that was published by the AITC all over. In fact, over the social media, also stating that Sowandev Chattopadhyay is the LoP. The chief whip is Firad Hakim and Noyana Bandopadhyay, Shima Patro remains to be the deputies. However, today morning, we see that a letter has been submitted by the expelled MLA of the Trinamool Congress, Ritabrata Banerjee, to the speaker, and the speaker has accepted it. Now, Ritabrata Banerjee, even if Mamata Banerjee over her Facebook live has made a statement that she does not accept Ritabrata Banerjee on Monday, and says she has also gone on to saying on Monday that it was a mistake to give him the tickets of Trinamool Congress. But you see, today Ritabrata Banerjee still accepted his leader, and have spoken about how he follows the principles, how this entire TMC 2.0, all the Asli TMC, is going to follow the principles of Mamata Banerjee, because they feel that this is the...
So, one thing is very clear, that the rebel camp want Abhishek Banerjee to be cornered. They, to an extent, have been able to do that. The big question is, Mamata Banerjee, is she losing control and grip over the party? And now she'll have to choose between Abhishek Banerjee and this camp, which has majority of the MLAs of the TMC.
Absolutely. You see that no matter how much is she trying to protect the Nakli TMC or as the real gang is now claiming that Abhishek Banerjee is the real problem, the corporate structure that he was building up of this political agency, of this political party is not the way the leaders wanted, and they had looked up to Mamata Banerjee and her principal stones of the Trinamool Congress, and that is why they had joined. But now you see, even though Mamata Banerjee is trying to safeguard Abhishek Banerjee, the other part of the Trinamool leaders, the majority of the part, she is losing a grip upon. Yesterday's protest, if you have also seen, then there was very lack of the MLAs that were present. Only 3 MPs and others were few MLAs which were present in the meeting, irrespective of how she is trying to protect it and trying to safeguard, saying that the BJP is trying to break the party, but the rift seems to be inside the party internally, a chaos situation which is created for Abhishek Banerjee.
Absolutely. Ritita, do stay on with us. So setback after setback for both Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee. We have some breaking inputs coming in on the broadcast, and this is the latest, the fresh development. In connection to the primary teachers recruitment scam, we're given to understand that the Enforcement Directorate has served a summons to Trinamool Congress leader Abhishek Banerjee at his residence. The Enforcement Directorate has sought his appearance as part of its ongoing money laundering investigation linked to the recruitment case. The summons marks the latest step in the agency's probe into the alleged scam. And Ritita continues to be with us on the broadcast. Ritita, first there were summons issued to Abhishek Banerjee to join the forged signature inquiry which is being done by the CID, after which this setback politically, where Ritabrata Banerjee has been named as the LoP. And the third development is that Enforcement Directorate has issued and has served summons to Abhishek Banerjee, and this is in connection to the primary teachers recruitment scam. He is being asked to now appear before the agency.
Well, absolutely. You see, the first case that had started was the property dismiss of Abhishek Banerjee, where he was handed the papers. And later it was the signature forgery, due to which the split of the party was seen, and now politically setback, as you stated, after Ritabrata Banerjee becomes the leader of opposition in the West Bengal Assembly. But soon after that, we had seen that he had gone to meet Mamata Banerjee at her residence, where after which, while coming back, he is now facing the ED as they have come to give him the papers to go ahead for the summons in order to the teachers recruitment scam. Remember how the teachers have been laying in the streets of Kolkata demanding for justice over and more than 90 days, but yet there was no answer to it. This was, and teachers recruitment scam was a big time focus for which TMC lost their ground this year. However, given to notice,
right. Ritita, do stay on with us. We also have Bhavtosh joining us on the broadcast. The ED has served fresh summons to Abhishek Banerjee in connection to primary teachers recruitment scam. Bhavtosh.
Yes, Swati, they have served summons and they went to serve summons, and what ED officials have told us is that Abhishek Banerjee has been asked to appear before the agency on 15th of June. Now, this case pertains to the investigations that were being carried out by the CBI, and CBI had registered FIRs, and these FIRs were registered after the Calcutta High Court ordered CBI to carry out the probe. Now, CBI's probe revealed that the marking sheets of various teachers or the candidates who had carried out the examination was tampered with, and subsequently when they were tampered with, the undeserving candidates got the admission, and these undeserving candidates have subsequently had paid bribes. Now, these primary teachers who were recruited had in turn paid the illegal gratification amounting to lakhs of rupees. In this particular case, there were TMC leaders who were arrested. Now, there are several such cases that were being probed by the Enforcement Directorate and CBI, and they had gone to serve summons, and no raids and searches are being carried out at Abhishek Banerjee's residence at Kalighat.
All right, Bhavtosh, do stay on with us. TMC is yet to respond to this. Now, the big question also is which camp is going to respond from within the TMC. We have Priyanka Tibrewal of the BJP joining us on the broadcast. Your first reaction. On one hand, rebel MLAs seem to have won the battle against Abhishek Banerjee in an attempt to corner him. Ritabrata Banerjee, although, is also saying that Mamata Banerjee will continue to remain our leader. On the other, summons issued to Abhishek Banerjee.
Listen, I do not understand what do we need to say in this, because we have actually no role to play in whatever is happening. This is a dissent within their own party. Now, if we question that, okay, Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee are into corruption, were into corruption, and that was known by the entire Bengal. But these others, like Ritabrata, like Sandeepan Shah, who's Ritabrata? He's a sexual convict. He had released sex tapes of women. And that is why everybody knew him regarding this. But then he got a ticket from TMC and he became an MLA. Right? So when he joined TMC, that time he also knew that Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee are into corruption. And further, he enjoyed the fruits of corruption. Now, if he is acting as a leader of opposition, it is all the more unfaithful for Bengal. Because he also has that kind of an image.
All right.
If you speak about Sandeepan Shah, he's also involved in syndicate and cut money and illegal construction.
So you're raising questions on the credibility of these leaders. Thank you very much, Priyanka, for joining us on the broadcast with your perspective. We also have Rajesh and my colleague Siddharth joining us on the broadcast. So after Asli Shiv Sena and Asli NCP, it's Asli TMC. Although Ritabrata Banerjee says Mamata Banerjee is going to be our leader. How does that change the number game? Is there going to be constitutional crisis?
It is really interesting indeed, because under provisions of the 10th schedule in Article 191 subsection 2, which pertains to the anti-defection law in a legislative assembly, you need 2/3 of a particular political party to either leave the party or defect to get the nomenclature of that particular party. So in this case, if Ritabrata Banerjee has been essentially declared as a leader of the opposition, then he is essentially the leader of the TMC in the legislature of West Bengal. Now, the TMC in the 2026 assembly polls won 80 seats, so the 2/3 mark is 53, and Ritabrata's faction, based on the signatures that they've produced before the governor and the speaker, has around 59. So they've clearly breached that 2/3 mark. Now, what will be interesting to see, now that the speakers decided to take this decision, is whether or not Ritabrata subsequently, as and when a legislative assembly session is summoned, whether or not he's able to prove these numbers, that he actually has the support of 59. Now, one really needs to understand when he says that Mamata Banerjee is the true leader, does Mamata Banerjee in this case, actually give her blessings to Ritabrata is something that is clearly disputed at this juncture. He might claim that she is eventually their leader, but he's clearly decided to part his ways from the Abhishek Banerjee faction of the party. The TMC might also end up questioning in this particular instance, the alacrity and speed with which the Speaker of the West Bengal Legislative Assembly has decided to recognize Mr. Ritabrata Banerjee as LoP as well. It remains to be seen if this at all will be challenged in the courts like it has been done before at the time that there was defection and rebellion within the ranks of the Shiv Sena. So let's see how this pans out.
So Ritabrata Banerjee actually has not left any room for doubt. He has very clearly said that we will continue to see Mamata Banerjee as our leader. We are TMC MLAs, but Abhishek Banerjee has no connection, no role to play when it comes to the assembly. So he's making it clear that all of this was, of course, done against Abhishek Banerjee, and they are the better opposition. They are the Asli TMC. We have Amitava Roy of the BJP joining us on the broadcast as well. Amitava Roy, we know the usual standard reaction that will come in from the Mamata Banerjee camp. Fingers would be pointed at the Bharatiya Janata Party.
See, our state president, BJP state president, Samik Bhattacharya, before the election, had forecasted that Trinamool would become history after election. That is happening today. Few days from you have seen. The TMC was formed from the womb of the Congressites. They fought against the left front, but the people, the leaders who was with Mrs. Mamata Banerjee from the beginning, they are not now. Now, TMC leaders, last 5 years we have seen TMC leaders are full of corruption. You see cut money, you see any scam, any scandal, everywhere TMC, from small block leaders Anchal leaders to state leaders. Everyone is involved. So this election has become a history in West Bengal.
All right.
People deliberately wanted a change and a total change.
Well, it seems that the MLAs within the TMC also wanted a change, and by that change they meant that they wanted Abhishek Banerjee's grip over the party to loosen, because Ritabrata continues to say that Mamata Banerjee is our leader, but is she also losing grip over the party is a big question. Thank you very much, Mr. Roy, for joining us on the broadcast. Three important developments on your screens. Ritabrata Banerjee gets the LoP status, Didi loses Asli TMC status, and ED at Abhishek's residence. Let me go across to Rajesh for more on the summons that have been issued to Abhishek Banerjee. Yes, Rajesh.
Yes, absolutely. TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee has been served a notice on behalf of Enforcement Directorate, and he has been instructed to appear before the ED office on 15th June. And that summon notice has been served to Abhishek Banerjee in connection with primary teachers recruitment scam. And let me tell you why ED wants to question Abhishek Banerjee, TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee in connection with the primary recruitment scam case, because during the investigation earlier, just a couple of years ago, when ED was investigating the same case, a role of a private firm was under scanner of Enforcement Directorate, that is leaps and bounds. And Abhishek Banerjee is none other than the founder of that particular private firm. Earlier he was the director, and his parents, Amit Banerjee and Lata Banerjee, the two directors of that particular particular firm, Leaps and Bounds. And Abhishek Banerjee was the founder of this particular firm. And since then, the role of this particular company was under scanner of Enforcement Directorate, and Central Provinces had also conducted a raid at the office of this Leaps and Bounds, and a portion of this private firm was also seized by the Central Probe Agency. And the person who was arrested by the ED, Sujay Krishna Bhadra, was also an employee of Abhishek Banerjee's private firm Leaps and Bounds, and later subsequently his voice sample was also collected by Enforcement Directorate.
Right, so more trouble for Abhishek Banerjee. Rajesh, stay on with us. I want to quickly go across to Siddharth. 1998 is when Mamata Banerjee founded TMC. But, you know, the reality is that whoever has the numbers has the party name and has the party symbol. On one hand is Abhishek Banerjee, on the other this rebel camp which has most of the MLA. So what will Mamata Banerjee do? An important question.
Well, very important question indeed, Swati. And Ritabrata Banerjee has now basically placed Mamata Banerjee in a huge quandary. And that's because she'll now have to choose between somebody who's now been recognized by the Speaker of the West Bengal Legislative Assembly as the leader of the opposition in the Assembly, and also choose between Ritabrata in this particular instance and her own nephew, Abhishek Banerjee, who before these elections was tipped to be, at least from within the party ranks, as a logical successor to Mamata Banerjee as and when she chose to step aside from politics and hand over the reins of the Trinamool Congress. But that clearly does not appear to be the case, given what's transpired over the last few days ever since her defeat. So is Ritabrata now as the leader of the opposition?
We're getting a live reaction from Ritabrata. Let's listen in.
Is this a new front? What is it? No, this is. I'm categorically telling you, I've inside also told you, we want Mamata Banerjee to be our chief advisor, to give us advices that will help us in strengthening our position as an opposition. As far as the West Bengal State Legislative Assembly is concerned, only this, which has been given, the Speaker has accepted that. So the point is that 2/3 of the members, 80 members were elected in Trinamool Congress's symbol. 2/3 of them, more than 2/3 of them, has given our claim, and the claim has been accepted.
All right. So in other words, Siddharth, Ritabrata Banerjee is saying that we want Mamata Banerjee's Margdarshan. That Margdarshak Mandal already seems to have been created.
Banerjee to be the party's chief advisor. He's essentially thrown the gauntlet to Mamata Banerjee, and he's essentially asked her now, Swati, to decide between the party and her nephew. Let's see what decision she takes.
Absolutely. That is something to watch out for. Mamata Banerjee's first reaction will be interesting to track. We have Rajesh as well on the broadcast. So on one hand, setback after setback, politically speaking. On the other hand, massive trouble now for Abhishek Banerjee. There are summons already pending in the CID investigation as far as that forced signature row is concerned, and these fresh summons are in another case.
Yes, of course, Abhishek Banerjee is now in big trouble, because on the one hand, Abhishek Banerjee was summoned by West Bengal CID, and he was asked to appear before the CID office on 5th June. And on the other hand, now he has been served another notice by the Enforcement Directorate instructing him to appear before the ED office in Delhi on 15th June. So he's to appear before the CID as well as ED. He was instructed by CID to appear in connection with the case of signature forged case.
Right.
And now he has been instructed by the ED to appear in connection with the primary...
Rajesh, I am interrupting you there for just a bit. We have Mr. Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP joining us on the broadcast as well. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, yes, we are yet to get a reaction from Mamata Banerjee and those in her camp, but we already know what Mamata Banerjee has said. She said, if you don't allow me to protest here, I will take this to the national capital, and BJP is breaking my party.
Nobody is breaking her party. It's her own doing. The iron hand with which Mamata Banerjee wanted to control the party in West Bengal is now nowhere to be seen. She wanted her nephew, and she wanted TMC and West Bengal to be her family feud. That is now, grip is not available to her. There was a complete resentment within the party and the people of Bengal. People of Bengal have already rejected her completely. Now her own party is disowning Mamata Banerjee. She should introspect. She should see inside what she wanted to do and what is the expectation of the people and the party. In democracy, the way she wanted to control the party and use it for the benefit of her family is not accepted in Indian democracy. Now clearly visible, all the deeds, misdeeds, the way corruption, the way the political violence, the way she was playing the communal politics is now completely exposed, and she will have to bear the consequences of her misdeeds.
All right. Thank you very much, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, for speaking with us. Let me go back to my colleague. Siddharth also continues to be with us on the broadcast. Siddharth, and I am, talking about this again and again, because just like the Shiv Sena and the NCP, even this rebel camp in the TMC said that they are the real TMC, the asli TMC. But Ritabrata Banerjee clearly understands, the sentiments on ground. And the connection that Mamata Banerjee has. Yes, she lost the elections, but no one can deny that she does enjoy mass support. So that's the reason why he's being very careful and saying that Mamata, we want her to be the chief advisor of the party.
Absolutely, Swati, and she has a tremendous amount of popularity still on the ground. And also remember that she built the Trinamool Congress from the ground up, after having left the Congress party herself, after having borne physical assault at the hands of Congress workers and left workers on the streets of Calcutta. And subsequently, of course, she launched her party and was tremendously successful, having ruled the state of West Bengal for 15 years, having broken the back of the left, which was in power between 1977 and 2011 in the state of West Bengal. She also, of course, enjoys tremendous popularity among the women electorate of West Bengal as well, for the whole host of welfare schemes that she had launched. So while the Trinamool Congress may have sustained defeat, and a bitter defeat, at the hands of the Bharatiya Janata Party, that in no way ensures that her popularity necessarily as a person, as a politician, is on the wane in the state. So Ritabrata, in a very calculated manner, has decided to say that she will continue to advise the party, or at least that's his wish and the wish of the faction that he currently leads with the TMC. But clearly, will this lead to a alienation within the ranks of the TMC of Abhishek Banerjee, that remains to be seen.
Absolutely. Rajesh, in fact, this is what former insider of the TMC, Riju Datta, said, that the rebel camp MLAs are not unhappy with Mamata Banerjee, but they are against Abhishek Banerjee. Rajesh, can you hear me? Okay, all right. We'll try and connect with Rajesh again. Meanwhile, let's listen into what Ritabrata Banerjee had to say.
This legislator party doesn't believe in I. It believes in we. Whatever norms are framed out, we have followed every norms, and that's why we have been accepted as the principal opposition in this 18th West Bengal Legislative Assembly. I am categorically telling you, I have inside also told you, we want Mamata Banerjee to be our chief advisor, to give us advices that will help us in strengthening our position as an opposition. As far as the West Bengal State Legislative Assembly is concerned, this, only this, which has been given, the Speaker has accepted that. So the point is that 2/3 of the members, 80 members were elected by in Trinamool Congress's symbol. 2/3 of them, more than 2/3 of them, has given our claim, and the claim has been accepted.
So Ritabrata Banerjee, they're saying that we are the asli principal opposition of West Bengal, but we want Mamata Banerjee as our leader, our chief advisor. With that, I'm slipping into a very short break. It'll be interesting to track how TMC and especially Mamata Banerjee now reacts to this entire episode. Thank you to Siddharth and Rajesh for getting us the details.